Okay. Uh, let's see. Are we good? Are we up? Oh, that's promising. And yep. Okay. I think we are up. Make sure headphones are recording. Yes. Okay. Looks good there. Okay. Yeah. So, hey there, everyone. Pip5789 here. Yeah, I am back with more today. I know. I went from absolutely nothing to two in one day. It's fine, right? We're fine. Everything's fine. So, we now have a miner, and I definitely want to, um, yeah, definitely want to try and get this thing working, right? That's first priority as far as I'm concerned. So, uses 32 EU a tick, takes 4 seconds per block, and takes up to 128 EU a tick or 1 medium voltage, or 1 medium volt, or whatever you want to say, right? Now, in terms of what we can do, we could attach steam to it, or we could attach gas to it. Those are our options. Now, we have an advanced steam turbine here, right? So if we could manage to supply the thing with the steam necessary, yeah, then we're good. That's a liquid boiler. The solid fuel boiler. I mean, that's 45 liters steam a tick. This thing is going to take, wait, what? How much? Steam. Oh, wait, sorry. Steam fuels. 32 EU a tick, 640 liters. Okay, so if I can do my math right, 640 liters at medium volts is 2,560 liters. All right. And that is going to be over the span of zero point 0.5 seconds or 10 ticks, right? Yeah, so theoretically, we should need 256 liters of steam per tick in order to even out. I think. Probably doing that wrong, but oh well. So let's see. The alternative, of course, is making more advanced generation. Like, for instance, for this, we could actually just go ahead and stop aluminum production, as it's kind of already stopped, and just use the advanced gas turbine, fill it with some benzene, and just call it there. That actually sounds better to me. Okay, so we'll do that. I know that last video we just put these things down, but yeah, we're going to probably, nah, yeah, yeah, this is going to be really helpful for moving all of the things out. Ooh, but then that's not going to be helpful for that. That's a future me problem. For now, let's just, you know what? Really? We can even keep the lazurite in there. I don't think it's going to matter too much in this case. I'll take that, that, take that. Likewise, I'll go ahead and just grab all of these, right? Right. Here we go. And there. Okay, that gives us a bit of cabling to work with. Uh, let's see. Now, we have a small drum of benzene. I'd rather use a steel drum of the stuff, though. Now, how much wood tar do we have in supply? Yeah, we're good. We are A-okay good. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab you. Thank you. And I'm just gonna try and get this thing full. Uh, Now we can probably go ahead and just immediate deposit into this, our gas turbine. Thank you. Uh, so we can just pipe that down. I am going to need the actual cabling though, because I have to also have the energy acceptor, right? That will then connect to the ME chest in order to hold this. That will go through. All right, let's see. The miner. Okay, so we can auto outputs or not. Huh. I don't know if this thing auto outputs or not. So let's grab item pipes and whatnot just in case, right? Let's see. Small cobalt item pipe. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. And that works for me. Right, so we can, I guess, throw all of these in there. Gold dust in there. Diorite dust to here. Wait, no, that's stone dust, isn't it? Yep, that, yeah. I have no clue what I'm going to do with the diorite. There, I suppose. Aluminium up there. Oh, and charcoal can also go back on up. Okay, so am I missing anything? So we have the miner alongside cabling for it. We then have our storage for it, right? We have fuel. We have possible things for that. All right, I think that's everything. I think. I hope. So let's just go ahead, keep on grabbing the benzene while that's going. Let's see. So what do we want? We can hit a 3x3 area, which basically is going to be one thing, right? So what do we need? We need copper. Hands down, we need copper. So let's see. Let's just look for copper. Spawns in tetrahedrite and copper veins. Tetrahedrite is a bunch of that and stibnite. Lead. And tetrahedrite, I guess, also does. Then we have chalcopyrite, iron, pyrite. Alright, so let's maybe aim for the tetrahedrite vein. So that's 10, 10. Chalcopyrite. I mean, that can work, right? Yeah. So let's head over to our chalcopyrite deposit, I do believe. After we get all this, of course. Thank you. Alright. We need another 3.5K. Shouldn't take too long. How's our wood tar supplies looking? Probably fine. Yeah, we are fine. If anything, it's probably going to be a good thing that we're getting rid of some of this, eh? Alright, so that's 3.1, 2, 3, 4, and 3.5. Ah, I was off by 1,000. That's embarrassing. Alright, and there we go. Okay, so we can now head on over. Yeah, let's try and get this set up before dark. And one other thing I want to do, probably should have checked that I had it, is this. I want to see how much is actually left here because I know I've mined here before. So definitely a little wary. Let's see. 38, 38, 11, 48. Yeah, there's 150 there. Copyright 121, 12, 120. Okay. Now, I know technically 33 blocks in every direction is like not really, a full 3 by 3 chunks, but we're gonna get the majority of it, and that's really what I'm worried about here. So let's find the center. Then let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Wait, sorry, hold up. Yeah, we need to go to 16. So 12, 13, 14. Wait, restart. Center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, we're practically in our base at this point. Uh, Actually, to that end, I think I'm going to go ahead and push it up a little, just so we don't accidentally, hit our own base. That would not be good, as I have no clue how this thing works. Okay, so we have that. I'm assuming that's going to be output. Let's make ourselves a little platform here. Okay, so assuming that is output, then I'm going to attempt to do it like this. That can go there, this can go there, go ahead and go in there, and then we're going to need 2 copper cables. Uh, Advanced gas turbine, be rotated, and then the benzene. Radius of 16. Right. Oh, hey. Okay. Oh, wait, does it only pull the ores? Yo, that is so nice. Hold up. That is so nice. Okay, so yeah, we just let this thing work, I suppose. Works for me. Up, up, and away. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I guess we're gonna be getting that slowly but surely. All right. In the meantime, now what? Okay, medium voltage. We just did that. Do we go ahead and grab the components, maybe? Good IQ. Smart item filter. Huh. Tanks or even super tanks. Not void fluids, except for water for obvious reasons. Right. So we could go ahead and do this. After all, getting that 48 copper nickel would be insane. But I think we're going to hold off on it for now. Instead, I actually want to consider oil processing again, right? Let's see if we maybe can't start working our way to polyethylene, as this is going to be the next major step up for making recipes easier. That's ethanol or fuel cracking. In this case, I definitely eventually want to swap over to biomass, but just because we're already here, I think going with this and getting oil production is going to be better. So, with that said, uh, let's see. What do we need to do? Ah, here it is. Ah, okay. Of course. All right. Let's go ahead and figure out what oil production is, or what oil is going to look like. So, assuming that we already have the oil, we're going to go into a distillery, right? So, do we have a distillery? I know we had one, but I think I may have blown it up. Yeah, because I'm not seeing it, and I don't think it's currently in use, right? Off-breaker, right, right. Yeah, I feel like I blew it up. Chemical reactor, gas turbine, centrifuge. Has that hole always been there? Hmm. Fluid solidifier. Yeah. All right. So I guess we go for new distillery. Relatively cheap, all things considered. Ugh, the pump is gonna be something, but nothing we can't handle, I suppose. Uh, all right. So once we get the distillery, that is going to da, 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 da. Wait. Yep, that's what it is. All right. There. Here it is. Lightly hydrocracks, reactor, oil cracking, chemical reactor, heavy fuel, distillery, crack naphtha, reactor, naphtha. Okay, that does not help. Uh, right. In diesel or benzene. Right. So we're currently running on benzene. We're gonna need to do this, right? Filling oil will give you fuel. So hydrogen sulfide is just perfectly recycled in an electrolyzer. Reactor and electrolyzer next to each other. Screwdriver to enable input from the output side. Option, greater, check the quest to the left. Diesel is a combustion fuel. It is oil-based. Light. To mix light fuel and heavy fuel, the by ratio is 3 to 2. 3 distilleries for light fuel, 2 for heavy fuel. Can cut out the amount of oil drastically by heavy oil for heavy fuel specifically. Huh, nice. In a distillation tower, thinking it's a good idea. If overclocking allows more energy than what 5 bucks are worth, that'll prioritize placing down more machines over overclocking the rest. Right. Diesel burned in the combustion generator, further refined in HV, generally more efficient but more demanding. The oil routes for polyethylenes can work great with existing infrastructure. Okay, the alternative is benzene. Oh wow, I've already got that. Is a gas fuel. I will present it to you. I will present you only the two best ways to obtain it. Wood-based, pyrolyze 7 for wood tar, charcoal and extractors distill for benzene. Can also be heavy oil-based. Right. Burn in the gas turbine. This power source starts weaker than its diesel cousin, but gets a big boost when refined to nitrobenzene. Okay. Obviously, we're gonna have both at some point. I mean, come on. But for now, we're gonna be fine. So, right. We need to get sulfuric light fuel, which we can do by distilling oil. Okay. Then we get light fuel by using hydrogen and sulfuric light fuel. Hydrogen sulfide, in this case, whoop, can be electrolyzed back into hydrogen and giving us sulfur, right? Or we could go ahead and turn it into sulfuric acid, but either way, we're going to need a distillery, we're going to need a chemical reactor, and we're going to need an electrolyzer. That's the start. Oh boy, that's also going to be a lot of power. It's actually going to be a lot of power. Do we have any MV recipes? That's actually going to be important. Hold up. Uh, Oil. So distillery, we're going to be using. Wait, no, we have raw oil here, right? Can be distilled into sulfuric gas, sulfuric light fuels. Okay, so we're already getting sulfuric light fuel from a distillery on LV. Nice. So sulfuric light fuel then needs to go through the chemical reactor. Okay, so this is also going to be LV. 30E would take. Ooh. Uh, yep. That's another 24. So we have 30, we have 24. Uh, Wait, what am I doing? Distillery. Here it is, light fuel. Hydrogen sulfide. This thing is going to be another 30. Okay. Then wait. Coal tar, hydrogen sulfide. Oh wait, this, right? Yeah, sulfuric light fuel. Okay, so sulfuric light fuel turns into light fuel. Now, light fuel, so we can turn this into diesel, right? And straight up use it as combustion, or we can send it through a chemical reactor alongside steam to get lightly steam cracked light fuel. Hydrocracked light fuel, severely hydrocracked, severely steam. Okay, so what's the quest for? Severely. Right. Fuel and oil cracking can get complicated, but let's not get bothered by it. Get hydrocarbons. To acquire ethylene from oil processing. Easy to get lost. Best ways to steam crack light fuel chemical reactor, right? Be sure to make this severely cracked for higher yield of ethylene. Makes sense. It's an HV option to do this in the cracking units. So we have 50% loss. Ouch. All right. So we need to get this. which means some of those steam boilers are going to, some of the steam boiler output that we've managed to save from, removing literally everything. Why did I remove that? Is going to go to that. All right. Now, it's been a little while. Let's go check the miner. Whoop. How we doing? Woo! That's like 2 stacks of copper. Ore. Sorry, sorry. That is so good. Oh, that changes everything. Okay, that miner was so worth it. Absolutely worth it. You know what? Okay, hear me out. Oh, do we go for polyethylene or do we go ahead and try to focus on making our infrastructure better, right? Um, Infrastructure's not bad currently. Could it be better? Well, it could always be better, right? Okay, I think I'm gonna go for the polyethylene still, but who knows? I might change my mind in a few minutes. We'll see. Okay, so see, we're gonna need ba -ba -da -ba. Hmm. All right, so that's basically gonna be permanently doing that, which means I'm going to want to do something with this. Psh, eventually. Right now, I'm not too concerned about aluminum. I definitely want to eventually get that thing fully automated. But for now, we have like a stack and a half or something of aluminum, just, in various places. So I think we're going to be okay. Okay, so we're gonna. Oh, right, right, right. So, uh, first, hi, Orbital. Long time no see. And, yeah, ouch. That is always rough. What, esport was it? Ah, all right, so we're gonna need a chemical reactor, I suppose. We're gonna need two of these things. Whew, that's gonna be painful. Oh, cool. That's cool. Hmm. Okay. So we could build two chemical reactors. Ah, no, that does sound fun. All right. So we could go ahead do that. What did I need for? Okay, light fuel made through chemical reactor that gives us hydrogen sulfide, which we need to send to an electrolyzer. Right, 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 right. Yeah, so that means we're gonna need two chemical reactors, electrolyzer, and the distillery. All right. Oh, wow. Huh, interesting. Yeah, that's definitely something. I can see how it would be fun, though. All right. So, yeah, let's see. Basic distillery is going to require two circuits. The Electrolyzer, going to take another 2 circuits. And then the chemical reactors, I think, take 4, don't they? Or no, that's the centrifuge that I'm thinking of. Yeah, so these are another, which means we're going to need 8 circuits or 4 sets of circuits. I have not seen the Battlefront 2 revival. Surprisingly enough, I've n never really played Battlefront, so like I mean I've heard a good bit about it, but yeah. Okay, so that's gonna be 8. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and try to figure all of this out. Do we have? No, we don't. Okay. There. We are still short resistors. Go figure. Okay, where's my charcoal? Oh, right, and we need glass. So that's plus that should be all we need for resistors. I hope. Anneal, copper, that, and the charcoal. Ha! Wow. The power of the gaming community. That is, that's actually not the first time I've heard something like this happening. I forget what it was, but there's another game that had something similar happen. Ah, what was that? Also, let's see. We're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh, interesting. That makes sense, though I don't think it's what I was exactly thinking of. So that should be all I need for those. Then we're just gonna need those. And I think that's all I need. Certainly hope. Oh no. How have I used all of my steel drums? I have so many of them. Do I have yes, have a spare. Hey, at that point, you can just kind of claim, oh, I was the reason it revived. Yeah, they all saw me playing, and that's whenever everyone knew we wanted a Battlefront 3. All right, rubber out. Uh, okay, where was vending machine? Let's go ahead and get this, I guess. The wires, I assume, are done. Yes. Probably should have just done the resistors, but oh well. All right, we are going to need to put that over there so that we can pick up that. Oh, wait, no. That's the wrong thing. Oops. There we go. And there's the glass. Okay. So at the moment, oh, yeah, it has been a while. So there's a lot that has changed. First off, yes, we have a jetpack now. So helpful. I've decided to just expand on the gas because I basically made 2 advanced gas turbines and I completely solved all of my power issues. So, like, this one distillery is enough to keep both of the advanced gas turbines running just permanently, basically. Oh, sorry. I was looking at something for something else I'll show you in just a second. But let's go ahead and get this going. There, there, and there. Find annealed glass. Hmm? Did I miss something? Oh wait, is it glue? Yes, it is glue. Why was I thinking I needed glass? Okay. So yeah, let's. Oh, I need more soldering alloy. All right, I'll get that in just a second. But so uh yeah, I don't really want to do a face cam. I could I? Yes, technically, but that's not really something I'd want to do. So, huh, never heard of them. So this is something else. Ooh, Enderman. This is an oil pump, right? So we've been pumping out raw oil. You can see way down there. And this thing is incredibly fast, actually. Way faster than I thought it was going to be. Complete I made this giant platform thinking, oh, well, we're going to have like a full-on oil production thing here. But yeah, this thing can run for like 2 hours and it'll have drained everything just because of how fast it is. So yeah, that's why we are looking into chemical reactors and distilleries again. Is I want to go ahead and get back into oil production, mostly just so I have a fuel for the jet. Also, uh, earlier, so all of that happened earlier today. Jetpack happened earlier today, and also earlier today, we have a miner now. I finally managed to make the thing. Oh, that's weird. And cool though. Huh. Oh, wow. So, yeah, here's the miner. Ignore the lazurite. It was in that storage beforehand. Yeah, look at how much copper we've gotten out of this. This thing is like so absurd. Absolutely love the miner. Wish I had made it earlier. But anyway, yeah. So that's kind of just a brief synopsis of everything this went on. Uh, yeah, that I am. So now that we have all of that, I am just trying to work on not only getting fuel for this thing, besides raw oil, but also going ahead and just continuing on with some quests. Since these gas turbines and the benzene has just like completely solved all of my power issues, like to an almost comical extent. As it currently stands, I need for just what I'm wanting to run here. I'm going to basically need a full medium voltage thing, so I'm considering doing another gas turbine, but we'll see. It's just so much more efficient than steam. This thing works so quickly, and given that I have an ridiculous amount of wood tar, like just absolutely absurd amounts of it. So I think it makes sense. Excuse me. Anyway, let's make some ourselves some more soldering alloy. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Yes, yes, yes. Soldering alloy dust. Need tin, lead, antimony. Also need. All right, you know what? You can go there for now. Okay. So 6 tin, 3 lead, 1 antimony. First, let's see. Yeah, should have thought of that. I don't think we have any tin here. So tin, lead, no. Antimony. We have 1. Fair enough. Antimony and antimony trioxide. But we really only need the 1. Lead, and then tin. Here we go again. Uh, tin. Why is that? All right. I'm gonna go with probably no tin. Oh, tin dust. Here we are. That should be enough. No, no, that's not enough, is it? Nope. All right. Nothing. 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 All right, so we'll need to just macerate down to. That's fine. Lead? No. We are definitely running a little bit low on lead. So we needed 3. We're also going to need 2 tin. And let's get these macerated down. Just to be safe. All right. Let's see. So we'll get the soldering alloy, then we will. Ow. Wow. Yeah, so we can get the soldering alloy, then we will get the circuits made and go from there. Whoop, did not mean to press that. Uh, Soldering alloy. Did it need? Yes, a 3. All right, where is my mixer? 3, antimony, lead, tin. All right, here we go. And we can just get this extracted, and while that's going, we can go ahead and also throw in all of these. Right? There, 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 and there. Love to see it. Gonna wait for that first one to go, because that's gonna happen. And that should be enough for what we need here. Okay, now that that's going, let's see. Right, we need chemical reactors. You know what? Let's go in order. First things first, distillery. We're gonna need 2 glass, have that. LV machine hull, I have 1 at least. Cabling, the pump. Let's go ahead and get this. All right. Are we gonna need any pumps for anything else? Uh, Electrolyzer does not need a pump. Chemical reactor, chemical bath, reactor does not need a pump, but it does need the tin rotor. Okay, so we're gonna need to probably make then 3 rotors and however many motors. Okay, so 3 tin rotors should be pretty simple. Uh, that's enough for that. I guess let's just go ahead and get these electrolyzing or extracting. Put this over here. There's the circuits. And now we can do this. There we go. All right. What else do we need for this? We're gonna need bronze fluid pipe and a motor. Um, I guess we need 3 motors then. Also gonna need a couple more of the rubber rings, and tin screw. Actually, I might already have those. Definitely don't have the bronze pipe, though. It's a normal one, right? Yes. So we have tin screw and don't see anything. Nope, not that. Uh, right. So I do have two rubber rings. That should be enough, right? Yeah, that should be enough. And then a tin cable. Yeah, we're gonna need a few tin cables. So there. That's gonna be going to it. Go ahead and throw on the tin cable. Grab a little bit more tin for more cabling. Yeah, I definitely need to think about trying to automate some of these things because I really should have done that a long time ago, as having to constantly make these is definitely not ideal in terms of efficiency. You know what? Once I get to polyethylene, I think I might actually do that. In the meantime, right, let's get these turned into plates. Uh, then what else do we need? Have that, have that, have that. Right, just the rotors. Go ahead and get this or these going. All right, and here is the fluid pipe. I definitely need to make myself a new hammer sooner rather than later. There we go. Go ahead and get these going. Yeah, it's fine. So that's that. That's being made. We're gonna need the machine hull, and then we're gonna need a copper spring. Gonna be long copper rod, which is just gonna be that. Okay, easy enough. Need a little bit of copper. Do I have any? No. Let's see. Copper. I'm just gonna grab a bit because I'm sure I'm gonna need it for some other things. Not the gas collector. All right. Let's see. All right. So that's that. Let's go ahead and grab the glass. Machine hull? Yes, we just have a machine casing currently. That's going to be a steel plate, some wrought iron, and the tin. Easy enough. Grab those. All right. Sorry, I know this is probably like really frantic looking, and to be fair, it is kind of just all over the place, but all right, so we needed rotor, tin cable, tin screw, two rubber rings, U, and wait, I already put in a tin cable. Wait, then what was the other things I needed? Oh right, needed the motor, need a motor, need the fluid pipe. There. Let's go ahead and make the three motors as well while I'm thinking about it. So gonna grab just a little bit more copper for that. Grab a couple of pieces of tin just in case. And then, oh right, and we're gonna need iron. That's plenty for what we need. All right, thank you. That should be enough for two. Okay, forge hammer. I also probably should consider making the actual electrical versions of these at some point, but we're fine for now. And it was you, I believe. There we go. Okay. So, out of curiosity, what would you think about uh non-Minecraft videos? Right? Just I know that I've done a couple of other things before, and what am I doing now? Uh, such as what was it? Oh, Oxygen Not Included, which I really need to get back into at some point. But yeah, just like, other games. I don't know, it might be interesting. Not sure. Just curious what you think about it. All right. Oh, and I think that should be it. Do that, 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 and that. There we go. And there we go. Let's go ahead and just get those turned into cables, I suppose. That's definitely what we're going to need them for. And there. Okay. So we have all of that. Let's go ahead to the wrought iron, steel casing, and tin cables. There we go. LV machine hull. So what's left? Have that, have that, have that, have that. That's it. Nice. Uh, Go ahead and grab those, and why do I feel like I'm missing something? Oh, right, this. Okay, so we have that all around, or with those around that. Where is this? And there. All right, another basic distillery. Maybe this time we won't blow the thing up. Next, we're going to want to go ahead and let's go ahead and make the electrolyzer. Gonna be a couple of gold. I'll be. We're gonna need another 4 LV machine hulls because we're also going to probably. We might end up needing 5 actually. Not sure yet. Let's go ahead and just make 4, I think. That's gonna be a pretty sizable chunk of steel, unfortunately. Like, is 38 even enough? 38, 40, that's enough for 5. Okay, yeah. 32 should be enough, minus the fact that we're also going to need an additional 4. Okay, there. Let's go ahead and grab the wrought iron. I'm just going to grab the stack of tin, because we're going to need it. And then some, probably. I think that's all we need for those, at least. Let's see. More tin cables, as always. Let's go ahead and get those going, because we're going to need this thing. All right. So we're gonna need some gold wire, glass, and a tin cable. Easy enough. Ooh, how much gold do we have? We're fine. Yeah, we are A-okay. So that should be all of the gold that I need. Um, then grab a piece of glass, and I think that is all I should need. Let's get this baked. And we can turn these into cables momentarily. Or into wires. Sorry, I always get wires and cables backwards. I know the difference. I just, for whatever reason, always seem to get them backwards whenever I'm saying them. All right. Let's see. So we have you. Let's just. It's fine. So da 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 da. We have that. Oh wow, that bending machine is so quick. And there. Go ahead and grab this. Thank you. And we can go ahead and grab all of the machine casings we're gonna need. All right. Let's put you back. I know it doesn't really matter, but I just can't stand it and not being there. All right, and there. 4 LV machine hulls. We can now grab the gold, and I think that will be my electrolyzer. I am so thankful these things are cheap. Electrolyzer, hull, glass, circuits, and tin cable. Okay, and we already need more tin cables. Go figure, right? All right, so with the, all right, going way too fast. All right, with that done, we can now look into the chemical reactors. So we already have those, we have those. We just need the glass. Okay, I really need to start batch crafting more. Like, this is so helpful. And it actually makes this a lot more fun. Also, I am out of rubber again. Why am I always out of rubber? Let's get some more of this. Send it on through. See, we have plenty of sulfur, so that's not the issue here. And with this, we should have everything we need, right? That, that, the rotors, the machine hulls, those, and that. And these are backwards, aren't they? Huh? That, oh. Oops. There we go. 2 chemical reactors. All right. So that will allow us to get severely steam cracked light fuel. Let's see. Now the question is, where exactly do I put it? Here, I think, is the obvious answer. So you know what? Let's put it right here. Da, 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 da. Right. I also need power for it. So to power it, I really want to just continue to use the what is it? The benzene. So that means we're gonna need a new gas turbine. Advanced gas turbine is gonna require a bunch of bronze rotors though. Ugh, pain. We're also gonna need more circuits and that. Huh. Yeah, this is gonna be painful. Alright. You know what? I have an advanced steam turbine. Maybe it does make more sense to just go ahead and use what I already have. Yeah, let's just do that. It'll be fine. I don't imagine the thing is going to be running too much anyway. So We have that. We're going to then just need the transformer. All right. So this thing transforms 1 amp of medium voltage into 4 amps of low voltage. All right. We're going to need 4 tin cable, 1 copper, and the machine hull. Luckily, I've been working on the tin cables. Unluckily, we ran out of rubber. All right. Let's see. So we already have the copper here. So let's see. How are we going to bring this in? That's going to be the question. Uh, ooh, do we put it over there or do we put it over here? Ooh, that's a good question. I think I'm going to have it closer for now. This might be moved in the future. Let's see. So we can just do distillery into electrolyzer. No, we can't just do that. Okay, let's go through the process again, just to be on the safe side. So severely cracked, we get by chemical reactoring light fuel. Light fuel we get by using sulfuric light fuel. We can get by distilling this. Okay, so we distill raw oil into sulfuric light fuel, which then goes into a basic chemical reactor. Then the chemical reactor is going to split into 2 different things, right? We're going to have an electrolyzer and we're going to have another chemical reactor. Uh, so I'm going to have this go there, chemical reactor go here. Also rotate you. Okay, yeah, so we're going to put you on that side. Uh, I'd like for you to face down, and you are going to face here. Right, we'll have 2 pipes there and there. All right, let's see, steel pipes. We should be able to auto output, I hope. Uh, we should, surely. So we're going to have these here. Let's see. I guess we'll probably end up using tin cabling for the back. Oh, right, I'm gonna need probably 1 more in order to... I guess we could always just set it on there. Okay, so now we just need the actual power. So we have that. We just need all of these tin cables. We're gonna need some more, as usual. All right. 4 tin cables, 1 copper cable, and 1 LV machine hull later. We have a low voltage transformer. Keep those going. So I'm thinking we're gonna have the tin cables going out like this, right? And that's all going to go to here. Yes. All right. And I guess I'm going to go ahead and just put this immediately on it. No point in not. So that outputs to this, which then gets immediately divided up to all of these. Oh, wait. I'm going to need times 4 tin cables, aren't I? Because I'm working with 4 amps, not 1 amp. Ah, should have thought of that. Ah, well, we're definitely still going to be using the tin cables, so hardly a waste. That's 1 times 4. Huh? That's 2 times 4. I don't think I have any left over, do I? Let's see. Oh, I do. Okay. Hey, works for me. Definitely going to need at least 1 more, but maybe this will be enough, actually. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we will connect you. We will connect you. We will connect you. And then we will connect you. That's the fluid pipes connected. Okay. I think that's all we need. I think we are good. Gonna need to put in some hydrogen to kickstart it. That's fine. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just drop a bit of benzene into it. All right, I've already used you. So let's grab some of you. Oh wait, no, right, we're not dropping benzene into it. We're gonna have to pipe over the steam. So, where's my nearest steam line? Over here, isn't it? Yeah. Woo! That's gonna be something. That is going to be something. Now, how much steam do we need? We need 256 per tick. Fluid pipe. Tiny aluminum fluid pipe is 100 liters per tick, so that's not going to be enough. A small aluminum pipe is 200. Still not enough. Means we do need the actual. Uh, uh, okay. That's going to be painful. You know what? I'm thinking, given how little this is going to end up being ran, that will be okay for now. So let's get those going. So we'll type in the steam. Uh, let's go ahead and actually get the hydrogen over here as well, right? Nitrogen, hydrogen. Here we are. I really only need just a couple of buckets of the thing. Can I put hydrogen in a bucket? Yes, I can. All right. I just need 2 buckets, well, 4 buckets realistically, of hydrogen. So we're just going to put the entire supply in it. Because why not? Let's see. There's the hydrogen. And there's the aluminum plates. For the fluid pipes, though, we're definitely going to need a new hammer. Hammer. So we're going to need 6 steel ingots. That works for me. I could go ahead and make it out of aluminum, but I actually do want to kind of save my aluminum resources in this case. Simple enough. So you, and you. Okay. So, okay, we can go ahead and bring this on over. Uh, Come on, work with me here. Uh, Daisy. Yep, I probably should have just used my jetpack, but oh well. Yeah, that is far too painful. There. Now I'll actually just leave it on. Why not? There. And let us now connect. Oh, actually, no. Don't want to directly connect. We want to go through a barrel of some kind just to be on the safe side. Definitely don't want to lose this benzene. I put it in a wooden barrel, I wonder. Not sure that's a good idea, to be fair. Let's see. Where have all of my drums gone? Huh. That's full of hydrogen. We have a small amount of chlorine and a small amount of raw oil. Uh, we need a barrel for this. All right. So I guess I'm just gonna have to figure out a new something, right? Drum. Uh, let's see. At least these things are relatively cheap. That's 4, 6. All right. And here I thought I had too many, eh? All right. This does kind of feel like a waste, to be fair. All right. Uh, well, once these are done, then we should, hopefully, theoretically, be good. There. And these into long rods. All right, so there. Oh, come on. There, 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 and hammer. Yay. Okay, so we can use this as the buffer for this. All right, here we go. Please work. Okay. Hmm. Why is it only producing 96 E with tick? That's interesting. But it seems to at least be powering everything, so okay. Now, we can go ahead, take the bucket of, or the drum of raw oil, and let's run it through. All right, so good auto output. No. So this should auto output to the chemical reactor, which should then auto output to the other chemical reactor and to the electrolyzer, which should then just auto output back. Chemical reactor is just kind of the end for now. Oh, right. But we also need to pipe in more steam. Luckily, we have plenty of that currently. Yeah, so this is going to have to come over here regardless. There, well, there, there, and there. Okay, so there's the steam. How are we looking in terms of reservoir? Steam reservoir is still looking fine. Mighty fine indeed. Indeed. Okay, so definitely need to be a little bit careful here. And we're going to need chips, aren't we? Uh, for this to actually work. Yeah, so like this is gonna need a 3. The light fuel is fine. The distillery is gonna need a 2. Okay, which means we basically need one more set of a circuit. One more circuit coming up. Oh wait, no, I already have one. Yes. Works for me. Item filter. I don't have another fluid filter, do I? Yeah, so we're just gonna have to be a little bit careful. All right, program circuit. Oh wait, no, I do still need one more set, right? Because I need 2. Ah, all right. It's fine. So we have that. We have the copper for it. All right, let's see. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need 2 vacuum tubes, 2 resistors, which means we're out of resistors again. But at least we are basically already ready. All right, copper plates, 2 copper foil. Let's throw this together. Should just take a second. And then we can, and that's, that's, and probably should have had those going beforehand. All right, red alloy to here. All right, and this should just take a second. Okay, so one of them needed to be 2, one of them needed to be 3, I believe. Yeah. So you needed to be a 3, you needed to be a 2, and all right, let's see how this works. Please work. Only thing I'm truly concerned about is this right here. Sulfuric light fuel is going in. Love to see it. Once we hit, is it 1000? Let's see that. Chemical reactor, light fuel. Uh, 2000 hydrogen. Oh no, we need 12,000. Okay, but that's actually going to take a little bit. Yeah, that's going to take a little while. In the meantime, let's go ahead and consider running. Oh, right. How is energy looking? Fine thus far. Yep, we seem okay so far. Uh, let's. Ooh, fluid filter needs zinc and a lapis plate. Or anything else. Okay, how much zinc do we have? I could really use a fluid filter for this. Yeah, because we just don't happen to have one. Wait, or dictionary. No, let's save it. Just double checking. Alright, zinc. Zinc, zinc, zinc. Oh, right, zinc. Yay! That, and then we just need the one lapis plate. Well, there we go. So, where is it? Zinc here. All right, we'll just get these turned into foils. We'll grab the fluid filter. Uh, am I gonna need it? I don't know, but I'd much rather be safe than sorry. Okay. I mean, it's cheap enough in this case, so I'm not terribly concerned. How are we doing? All right, we're up to 3K. And that was all of the oil we had. Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead and just grab a barrel of it. I mean, might as well. So, all right, that gives us plenty of sulfuric light fuel. Hydrogen, sulfuric light fuel will give us hydrogen sulfide and normal light fuel. 12K of it, thankfully. So, let's see. We could always turn it into diesel, but it's hardly necessary at this point in time. We can also make hydrocracked fuel, though steam cracked seems just better, at least in terms of efficiency. All right. Now, if this does end up working, I actually might go ahead and just I don't know if I want this to always be running though. I definitely want to get some sort of automated oil set up at some point. I'm just not sure when that needs to be. Because right now, the benzene is working absolutely perfectly. And really, I only need the oil for something like polyethylene, right? And I just don't have a good source of it. Obviously, that's gonna do a lot for me, but I don't know. All right, let's go check the mine. Also, let's grab some food. Okay, and there we go. How is our mine doing? Let's see. We are doing wonderfully. Oh, you're done. Nice. Look at all of these resources. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna get a stack of Cal copyright, a stack of that. Yeah, I'm just gonna get these two stacks, I think, going. Oh, wow. All right, we can go ahead, get these going inside of the macerator, and just, yeah, let the machines work. Uh, sorry, I am really loving this. And we're only 4,000 away. So, let's see. All right, so that's going to give us that. We will be eventually swapping over to ethanol, but all right, I like oil better than I do ethanol in terms of just the idea of, high-tech production, whatever. I mean, come on. However, if we're talking about what makes more sense mechanically, ethanol does, because we can generate basically unlimited amounts of it. Unlike oil, which is still a very abundant but limited resource. Unless if we can figure out some way to create oil, which would be absolutely sick, but I don't think that's happening, right? So we have oil sands. Eh, soul sand. Can't really make that though. Can't really make oil sands either. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we can't do much here. It's just, yeah. Heavy oil can technically be made in the Pyrolyze 7, actually. Hold up. Hold up. Wait, first. All right. So, heavy oil. Can we make raw oil? No. Light oil? No. But we can make heavy oil. Huh. 100 to HP. We can make oil. That changes everything. Okay. I think I like where this is going. Still need to figure out some use for ashes. Fertilizer. And I mean, I guess we can always centrifuge or quicklime. Oh, okay. Here we go. And it all went to here. All right. But severely steam cracked light fuel. You love to see it. All right. Let's go ahead, put up the rubber. There we go. Just so I can go ahead get the hydrogen sulfide out of here. And it does look like we're going to end up needing this. Uh, bu- 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 Should be fine to temporarily remove that. Place you there. There we are. Whitelist. Yes. We only want, what was it? We only want light fuel, right? Actually, just to be on the safe side, I'll go ahead and also put steam in here. But yeah, light fuel and steam is all we should need out of this. All right, we have 4,000 of it. Ha! Uh, this is so great. Okay, so let's go ahead. Ooh, I don't want to just pick it up and not be able to do anything with it. And put the hydrogen sulfide in here. There we go. And hydrogen is back. Okay, nice. And there we go. So, severely steam cracked light fuel. Let's go ahead and do, what can we do? Uh, this is probably going to be a mistake. No, I don't want to do that. Where did all of my drums go? Right, all my steel drums, because I had quite a few. They've just like completely vanished, right? So I have one on me, obviously, and one is currently doing the oil. Where did the others go? I don't think I left anything up there. Oh, right, one is currently acting as the fuel source for this, right? Well, we can go ahead and remove that then. After all, this is done. Here we are. Yes, benzene. Thank you kindly. So, ooh. This is probably more benzene than I can actually, this thing can hold, isn't it? Oh yeah, way more. Which means that instead, guess I'm just going to leave you here for now. And we can grab this. Severely steam cracked light fuel. Finally. Okay. And this gives ethylene, one of many hydrocarbons. Described in previous quest, whichever you did. Ethylene is presently used in polymer production, also useful in a few other reactions. So, So we will still need another distillery in order to actually get the ethylene, unfortunately. So let's see. We're currently running. Oh, you can use wood gas. Huh, that's fun. Lightly cracked. Yeah, so we're using this. Gonna need another circuit on 10. Gonna give us ethylene and carbon. Oh, we can also use. That's fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and I guess make another distillery. Oh wait, does this thing have to be medium voltage? That's a good idea to check. Nope, we can run it on LV. All right, so I need another electric pump. Oh, pain. All right, so we're gonna need another set of circuits. We're gonna need another pump. Uh, we're just gonna need another full set of everything, I guess. Come on, we are so close. Electrolyzer. Oh wait, I already had an electrolyzer. Why did I make another one? I also have a chemical reactor here. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But we're out of resistors, and we're basically out of vacuum tubes as well. Oof. I really need to set up automation for these. Uh, electrolyzer. I don't just happen to have a distillery laying around, do I? No. Hey, I almost wonder if I couldn't wrap it around back around to this one. That would be nice. But no, probably don't need to do that. All right, let's make sure this is gonna work. Hey, light fuel. Of course it went to in here. Ah, all right. So we need another fluid filter. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this fluid filter done. So there's the fluid filter. Let's put that on that. Okay. Let's see, we need hydrogen sulfide. Right, hydrogen sulfide. Yep. Okay. Let's also go ahead and just move the light fuel to over here. So, all right, let's get to work again. All right, we're going to need a bit more copper, as we're going to need to and this back through the arc furnace. Is that gonna need that for resistors? You find copper wire? Yes. There, there. All right. Oh, right, you're full. There, there. Okay. So we can now grab a bit more charcoal. We're gonna need two. There, there, and there. All right, need a bit more red alloy as well. Red alloy. There, 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 and here. Okay, that will be the circuits we needed. Let's see, we're gonna need another copper spring, which means we're going to need that. This. This is gonna be the painful thing. All right. Tin screw, tin motor. All right, let's go ahead, get the motor out of the way first and foremost, right? So just grab a giant chunk of tin. We're gonna need it all. Hmm, hold up. Oh, you're disabled. Oops, I completely forgot that I disabled you. Also, you are completely full, aren't you? Let's grab that. Grab all of this, I guess. The torches can come along. All right, and let's just throw all of you in here. Okay, definitely need to think about cleaning up in a bit, but we're gonna be fine for now. All right, so there's the circuits. Um, Motor, right. So that's gonna need you. Why did I put it in there? I mean, I'm sure we're gonna use it. Not worried about that, but all right. All right, and this ought to hopefully be enough copper for our purposes here. There, and that's copper cables. Do we have any tin? Yes, we do. Okay. Okay. So this should be everything we need for the motor. There, and there. All right, so that's the motor. We're gonna need three bronze plates and then tin screw. I don't think we have another tin screw, do we? Yeah, we used our last one. Wait, is that tin bolt? No, iron bolt. Tin rod, though. Can use that. Uh, and then we're gonna need to melt down another four tin ingots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, send this through the cutting saw. And here we are. Fan should already be in there, I think. Yes. All right, so there's the tin rotor and these tin bolts through the lathe. Come, tin screws. All right, so that's the rotor, that's the screw. What's left? That, that's, uh, right, fluid pipe, motor, rubber. Okay, so there's that, there's that. We're gonna need the bronze fluid pipe, and we're gonna need the two, oop, rubber. All right. Luckily oh wait, we already have them, so that's good. And then just 3 bronze. Or 3 more bronze, really. All right, nice. Hey, slowly but surely, right? Slowly but surely. All right, so here's the bronze fluid pipe. And then those. All right. There's the LV electric pump. Yay. So we have that. Gonna need another machine hull. And I think that's it. So that's another 9 steel. Let's just go ahead and use these, free up a little bit of room, because, might as well. There. And there. So you can go ahead and put you back, grab you, and I need wrought iron. Right. Thank you. All right. And there we go. So now, wait, that is almost it. Let's go ahead and get this bent into shape. And then I just need the 2 glass. Okay. Whew. Well, I mean, definitely doing decently well. All right, I know I complain about, oh, I have to make this again, but it's really not that bad. I don't know why I complain. I guess just PTSD from when it was bad. All right, there's another basic distillery. Have an extra times 410 cable, thankfully. Oops. Okay, and it looks like we've finally been through all of the oil. So we have a bit of the steam cracked fuel. There, distillery here. Go ahead and get that wired up. Ba, 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 ba. So, do we need anything else? Ethylene through. Right, ethylene can be made through this. We need severely cracked steam. Severely steam cracked light fuel. All right, that's going to be a 10 on the circuit. Okay, there we go. And then we should just auto output. Oh, wait. Yeah, sorry, it should be this, right? Right. Okay, and we have another 2,000 liters. Love to see it. So we're using about 1,000 for each 250 of that. Definitely not efficient, but you know what? It is a-okay. And we need 1,000 millibuckets. So this should theoretically be it. Ethylene is now in our possession, which means we can now move on to polyethylene, also multi-channel pipes. Huh. Quadruple fluid pipes can transport 4 different types of fluids, useful for compact setups. Do they have to be potent? Non-nupal fluid pipes for the EV aid. Huh, interesting. Okay, polyethylene. Your first polymer, or if you want to be less fancy, just call it plastic. But hide in a corner first. Okay, so for the polymerization process, add oxygen. That's better than air. Then solidify it like you would with rubber. Polyethylene is the key to unlock many new things as sheets or fluid form. Spoilers here. Let's have you figure out what it does with all the next quests one by one. Polyethylene is plastic for cross-mod compatibility. Okay, so we're gonna need a fluid solidifier. Uh, and this is going to be through one more chemical reactor. So we're definitely gonna want to send this or have this be oxygen. Yeah, okay. That's also going to require, of course, another program circuit, which means we're going to need another 2 sets of circuits. Chemical reactor requires that, the motor, all of the usual. Okay, all right. So they're talking about the next quests. So that's going to be plastic boards, super tank. Oh, right. Super tanks, patterns, polyvinyl chloride, and then Moore's law is going to require an advanced assembling machine. Transistors, capacitors, and inductors for next tiers of circuits. Hmm. Okay. So what else can we use ethylene for? Ethylene. Polyethylene. There's ethylene. Here we go. So it is technically a gas fuel. Let's see. Send it to. We can make steam cracked ethylene. That's something. Hydrogen. Oh, we can send it in with benzene in order to get styrene and hydrogen. Styrene is used for this, is used for, oh, which is actually used for the rubber. Okay, interesting. So we have 2,000 ethylene, 3,000. I have to admit, all of that oil for that tiny amount, not great. Really not great. Also, why do we have 10 ingots in here? How did that even happen? So, seems like that's one full set of the light fuel comes out to about the 1500 ethylene, I guess. Okay. And I guess you just get to live over here now. That is going to be very distracting, but it's fine. Okay, so polyethylene does do a lot for us, right? If we look at right here, vacuum tubes, for instance. Let's see. It doesn't actually do anything for vacuum tubes. Actually, I'm not sure it does anything for just the circuits, right? I mean, yeah, no. Tin, soldering alloy, tin, soldering alloy, right? I mean, like a resistor, but that's glue still. Okay, so in terms of LV circuits, we're not going to get any better than this. Huh. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, it would be worthwhile to go through and actually just start automating everything, right? So what would we need for, here, let's just look at one thing. LV motors. If we want to automate this, what do we need? We're going to need, let's see, so what are we putting in? That's the question. I'm gonna want to be able to call specific things from, that's not happening. Okay. How far do we want to automate this? I think a wire cutter makes sense, right? As does a lathe, as does that. Yeah, we need 4 to 5 machines just to automate the LV motors. We're definitely getting to the point where making full-on factories for things is probably going to end up being worth it. Huh, I'm just not sure. That's just like such a major step. Let's see. Yeah, so this is silicon. Each silicon bowl takes 7.5 minutes to make at 120, basically one in. If the EVF loses power midway, starts to lose progress, or before starting. Yeah, so we're not doing that. Uh, not right now. Hey, blue alloy. Huh. Interesting. Sodium persulfates, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid. Hmm. Okay, so what do we want to do? All right, let's see. Definitely need to consider automation. It's gonna have to happen at some point or another, probably sooner rather than later, right? We at least need to automate the creation of LV parts. So we should just be able to put in copper, tin, possible, right, copper, tin, iron, possibly rubber. And it should pop out a motor. Now, eventually, I do want to be able to simply call this. Oh, actually, that's a thought. Huh. Okay, hold up. Yeah, so we don't require that for the assembler. Hmm. Okay, okay. It's time to do some research, right? Let's see. So I'm just gonna hide over here for now. So, apologies in advance. The next at least probably 15 to 30 minutes are gonna be just researching and planning. So what I want to do is I want to be able to automate the LV motor at the push of a button, right? Now, in order to have that at the push of a button, that means we're going to need something like the conveyor module, right? Transfers items at specific rates as covers. What all covers do we have? This transfers fluids, right? Limits items to specific quantities as cover. Yes, we're definitely going to want this. And then fluid regulator. Okay, so the robotic arm is definitely going to be the thing to do. That is going to be so expensive. So we're going to want to push a button in order to activate the arm, I suppose. Don't think it really works like that. Um, well, maybe it does. I'm not sure, right? That's an item filter, crafting table cover, energy detector cover, fluid detector cover. Okay, here we can have kind of an idea if we were to do this, right? So let's just, I'll just put it here for now. There, here. Allow filtered, allow unfiltered. So export, import, all right. As specified by cover and its filter. Independent of the cover mode as long as filter matches. Hmm. So how do we want to do this? It does not look like Redstone can automate the covers, right? Turning them on or off. However, we can toggle machines on and off as a cover. Uh, how do I remove the cover? Again, all right. This is going to be painful, but oh well. Bit of lost electricity. Rip. So here, let's see if maybe this has anything. This one is expensive. Also a cover. Chain, more advanced, transfer items in specific batches at specific rates or keep a certain amount of items stocked. Alright. Only if it is doing operation. Okay. So this thing basically keeps a certain amount of items stocked at any given location. Not bad, except I want it to stop when I push the button, right? Also, I probably ought to go through and actually make some of these, right? Let's see. Let's see, packager. All right, I just don't actually have the emeralds yet. Okay. Candidates for buffers in automation. Right. So they can accept covers. Now, how do I make it output only on a redstone signal? That's the question. Is there a cover for this? Item filters, machine controller. Right, right. Machine progress, fluid amount, item amount, energy amount. Data as cover, as workbench, block transfers, through attached side as cover, fills with water as cover. How expensive would that have to be? All right. Oh, right. Wireless. Next, over power cables, the central monitor, wireless. Voiding covers, we ignore. Advanced energy detector. Gives RS latch controlled energy status as redstone. Okay. Advanced storage cover. Small storage space for odds and ends. Solar panel. Huh. That's not happening. Mufflers. Okay, I don't see anything. Alright, so this calls for a tiny bit of research. Let's see, shall we? Ba-da-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da-ba. Right, so, hmm, this would be really helpful, I have to admit. Uh, so, oh, not that. Uh, let's see. I wonder if there's a machine that would be able to accept the redstone cover. Okay. So, no luck. Um, I just don't know it well enough. Now, if we were doing straight redstone, I feel like that would actually be a little bit better for me than trying to do this through GregTech. Um, all right, let's see. Let's see. Um, uh, all right, so I can't find anything, which means we're gonna be on our own for this. So, let's see. Maybe we could use hoppers? Uh, uh, all right, maybe the way to go is to have uh just a series of chests, and I put like wires into one, cables into another. But that feels like it's gonna just overly complicate things, right? Yeah, that will very much overcomplicate things. Uh, the only other alternative, of course, is building full-on setups for each component. Unfortunately, I think that's the best thing to do here, right? Then we can just use item filters to send everything where they need to go. Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do here. So, what are all we're gonna are we gonna what all are we going to need? Uh, let's just start from here. So, pretty obviously, we're going to need an assembler, right? Basic assembling machine, which is going to be so expensive. That's 4 circuits right there. Uh, okay. So we're going to need 2 of these, right? Unless if we can figure out another way to put rubber onto cables, right? Tin cable? Oh wait, maybe we could, yeah, we can just use a packager, which is just as expensive. Let's see, I really don't need my packager, do I? No, I don't even have a packager. I just have, ugh, okay. Still technically cheaper, but there's no auto crafter here. So we either need a second assembler, oh right, yeah, or we need a packager with the rubber sheets. But this, of course, has its own set of issues. So realistically, I think the assembler makes the most sense here. So we need 2 of these, unless if I could figure out a way to cycle it back into itself. Maybe. Don't see why not. So, okay, so we're gonna try and make do with one assembler. We're gonna need a wire mill, of course. Lathe. All right, wire mill. is a bunch of motors, but that's really it. Lathe. Lathe is, yeah, okay. Um, all right. Then I guess we're just going to need, right, a polarizer, which is thankfully actually really cheap, uh, and doesn't need a circuit. Thank you. Uh, and I think that's it. Okay, so the assembler is going to require 4 circuits, then the wire mill is going to be another 2, and then that. So we're going to need 8 circuits for this. How many motors are we going to end up needing? That's 2. That so each one of those is 3. So that's 3, 6, 8, 10. Then we're going to need uh sorry. I'm just thinking, is there any other way to do this? All right, so that's going to be another 4 for the wire mill. So that puts us up to 14. And then we need uh let's see. I don't think those are going to need anything, right? Yeah. So the lathe should be the last thing. Maybe another 3, 4. So we need 18 motors. Bro. 18 motors for a chance that this works. Ugh. All right. Um, so let's look back at covers. Is there any way to uh like distribute properly? Smart item filter. Layer module, and this requires that olivine zinc. Smart item filter. Okay. Do we have those in here? Item filter, item filter. Covers behavior. Oh, crowbar is how we remove it, right. Oh, we can shift right click. Okay, that helps. So, is there a search here? Yeah. Smart. Oh wait, this is okay. Medium voltage, 200 IQ. Finally, wait, here it is. Okay. Automate the electrolyzer. Smart item filter is a filter based on recipe maps. Oh, wait, this filter can be selected to electrolyzer. To allow insertion of electrolyzable ingredient items specifically, no need to filter manually. With a robot arm, it automatically supply exact amount of corresponding to the recipes. Okay, that's good. That's really good. Import and supply exacts. Finally attach any inventory. Ta-da. You have made automatic smart insertion to handle all electrolyzer recipes. Okay, so that looks good. Um, so could we use this? That's the question. Can we use it? Uh, we could. See, definitely would be able to sort out things a little bit better. All right, you know what? We're gonna want one of these regardless. Let's get it. Now, the big thing is it is gonna require circuits. I almost wonder if it wouldn't be better go ahead and automate circuits here. I mean, seriously. The circuit assembler is gonna be a pain to make, but yeah, an absolute pain to make. But I think it might be worthwhile here. Circuit assembler. Going to be ARM, those MV circuits, and that's uh is it worthwhile? So, right, gonna need those. That's not happening for a while. Hmm. Okay, you know what? No. All right, I think I'm probably just gonna call it here. I think I'm trying to way overcomplicate this. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. So, yeah, I guess till next time, take care. I'll see y'all later. See ya.